Well, hi everybody. Rob here from Contractor Foreman. Thanks for checking out our Getting Started video, and especially thanks for signing up with us. But more importantly, I wanted to say thanks for the trust. Most of you, if you're watching the video, probably already gone through this account setup guide that we give you, but many of you may have not as well. So we're just going to take a minute and briefly walk through these 5 different screens. We're not going to fill them all out. I'm just going to hit on kind of the high points of them. Some of these are even going to be filled out for you because you've already given us some of your information, so it will just auto-populate. Things like your company name will come in. You're going to give it your company type. Now, in the company type, you're just going to choose general contractor or trade subcontractor. Contractor Foreman works great no matter whether you're a contractor, general contractor, a subcontractor, home builder, custom home builder, etc. So no worries there. I'm going to load up your logo here. And then down here, what is your level of experience using construction management software? We put that in there because this helps us help you. When you book a training, we have that information so we kind of know how to set up your first training. Then over here, do you want us to meet and show you how to quickly get up and running? I say just don't even bother doing anything but click yes. No point in choosing no or anything. Letting us help you get through the setup process. It's going to save you hours of time. We can walk you through in an hour what would take you 3, 4, or 5 hours to do on your own. Now in the second screen here, you're just going to do some basic settings, and you can set the app up in a different language, and you can suggest a language. And the neat thing about Contractor Foreman, these are pretty basic settings that you're going to go through here. But if you don't understand something or know something, either just leave it blank or just come back and change it or set it later. We built Contractor Foreman so when you're going through these settings, nothing is really set in stone. You can just come back and adjust it later, or even 6 months later, you've learned more about Contractor Foreman and you can just continue to go back to your settings and adjust it to make it work better and better and better for you. Now in the third screen here, we are going to be jumping into the directory in just a couple of minutes in Contractor Foreman, but here's where you're going to set up just a few basic contacts. So your employees, a couple of vendors, customers, contractors, etc. And you're just going to give it some, again, basic information. And I'm going to show you a quick start method over in the directory that's going to make getting going on Contractor Foreman really fast and easy. So here you can just put in a couple of employees, give it the first and last name, customer's first and last name, and then go ahead and move on to step number 4. And step number 4 is watching the video, because maybe you got to this video via a different method. So it's built right into your little account setup guide. So now we're going to jump over here and help you book a training real quick. Very quick and easy to do. So it'll just pull up the days. It'll show you the times that are available, the dates that are available. And then if you scroll down a little bit, so we're going to just pick, say, the 18th here, randomly grabbing a date. Here's the times that are available. This is going to show in your time zone, so you don't have to calculate anything, etc. So we're going to say, okay, on the 18th, I would like to do a training at 8 a.m. Takes you over to this screen. You're just going to fill that out, name, email, etc. And this is an important part. What would you like to discuss during the session? Give us some good detail here, because the trainer is going to look at this prior to your training session, and they're going to use that to put together your training. You can bring up things, of course, during the training, but they're going to use that to set it up initially. And then you can fill it out. Hit save. You're going to get a confirmation email, and you're set up and good to go for your training. And then I'll walk you through how to set up a training once you're in the program. So just that simple to initially get going on Contractor Foreman, and then we're going to start walking through what I call the quick start guide. So we'll jump into that next. So as you finish that account setup guide, it takes you over to modules that you can enable and disable. Now we kind of got some pre-built settings here, so you can go by company size, small, medium, or large. I kind of say just leave it on large. That's just going to show you everything, and then you can decide really what you want to do. So very simple to do. And this is a menu item, so you can get back to this at any time and turn things back on or decide to turn things off. So just as an example, if your company didn't have any equipment to manage and you just didn't want to see that menu item, you just click disable. That's going to remove it from the main menu and from a lot of parts from within Contractor Foreman itself. So if I disable that, it's going to disable it, but then I decide a week later that, wait, we do want to track maybe small tools, and so we can use it for that. So I just come back in here and click enable, and it's turned back on. So piece of cake to turn things on and off in Contractor Foreman. And now, after you've closed that screen where you enable and disable widgets, it takes you over to your dashboard. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes here because there's a number of important items here I want to make sure you're aware of. One, we've built Contractor Foreman out with a bunch of sample demo data in it. Don't be real quick to click that button. It's okay to leave that for a long time in the system. You'll find it very useful because it's completely built out estimates, projects, things like that. It's a complete set of data. And it really helps you to follow that data through and just use it to see how the data flows through the system. And when you do delete it, it's not going to delete anything that you entered. It will simply take out our demo data, and anything you entered, it's going to stay there. So go ahead and, like I say, don't be too quick to delete that. Then up here, we have our live chat. Now, especially because you're just getting going in Contractor Foreman, live chat is going to be your best friend because it's always when you're new. It's where's this? What's that? What's my next step? And you're just going to type up a question and hit the start chat button down here. And in just a minute or two, somebody's going to be right there to help you, keep you moving. You don't have time to sit on hold for 20 minutes or waiting for a response for 20 minutes or filling out a ticket and hoping to get a response in 36 hours. Nobody has time for that anymore. So really fast way to get questions answered. Then you can come in and start building out your dashboard. Now, every user in the company can build their own dashboard. And how you do that is you click Customize here. So when I click Customize, then you come over to this side and you pick what widgets you want on your dashboard. And you'll probably build this out a few times before you get it just right, but you're just putting a checkbox, of course, in the ones that you want. And then you can resize the widgets. You see how the little arrow pops up in the corner there. And then you're just going to drag these wherever you want them on your dashboard. And when you get them kind of close, you just hit your auto arrange and that'll tighten them up a little bit and help you make them fit a little bit better. And then you're just going to hit save. And you can see by that list, we've got a lot of dashboard widgets. So a lot of good information. It's going to be right at your fingertips. I call it my day planner, my mini brain type thing. Then down here in the lower left, we have our different types of chats. And you're not limited to just one chat. So here's just all of my recent chats. Then we got employee chat, so limited to employees. Then we have a group chat. Setting up my group chats. Close that one. Got project chat, chatting with people on the project. And then you got your client chat. So when you're setting up your client portal and you're chatting with your customer, that's a great way to communicate. So your dashboard is a very integral part of your day-to-day use of Contractor Foreman. And wherever you're at in Contractor Foreman, to get back to your dashboard, you simply click what will then become your logo. Once you load your logo, it's going to show up here, and you just click it, and that'll take you right back to your dashboard. All right, we're going to jump into the actual quick start method I kept promising you. So let's jump on in. Okay, so we're going to jump into the directory. I've already got the tab open for directory, but it's going to be here in your menu, in the main menu. So I'm going to jump over to the directory. Now, a couple of quick things before I get into adding a few contacts here. We do track certificates, so insurance certs, CPR certs, welding certs, whatever it might be, and they give you a little warning, and you can send out emails reminding people, asking them for new certificates. We are breaking up our contacts by users, employees, contractors, customers, vendors, miscellaneous contacts. So let's say we're going to add a new contractor. Now, later you're going to bring over contacts, say from QuickBooks, or you're going to do a bulk import using one of the options down here. So I could view the template, fill it out, and import it. But we're not going to worry about that now because we want you to learn Contractor Foreman, the flows, the screens, the automation, things like that. So just come in here and add a few contractors, add a few customers, vendors, etc. 5 max. 3 will usually do it, and it's important to make yourself a contractor and a customer so you can email yourself things and see what they get. So we're going to just go add new contractor. Now when that screen comes up, you got a zillion fields here, right? And you can add a lot of information, but we just want to get you moving and get you going. So just add the company, maybe the main contact here, add the cell phone, and then add the email. And then save it and move on. That's just going to take you 30, 45 seconds to add that. Save it, add another one. Remember, make yourself a contractor. And the same thing, say with a customer. Come over, click on customers. Create new customer. Company, if it has one. It's not a required field, no red asterisk. First name, last name, cell phone, email. Save it and move on. Like I say, you come back later, finish this up, do a bulk import, bring them over from QuickBooks when you get that point done. When you're setting up users and employees, I do want to touch base on that one. So now, as we're setting up an employee, so I clicked on employees and add new employee. Again, I'm just going to keep it first this very short and easy. So first and last name, I gave it the cell phone, and I gave it email, and then I'm going to come over and allow access if I want this employee to be a user. So I'm going to click app access, give them a username and a password, select role. There's training videos for that, won't spend time getting into that. And then some other settings. So I could set it so they just, when they log in, takes them directly to their time card. So a number of things we can do there. And then as I save this, there's going to be a button where I can just email them, send them an email with their username, password. It's got some instructions in it, how to download the app, etc. And I really recommend clicking show on calendar in the beginning and then color code the employee. So you can see how all that works. You color code your projects, color code your employees. So again, just adding a few with bare bones information of each one of these contact types because we just want to keep you moving. So once you've got that done, the next step is going to be start creating a very basic estimate. So let's jump into an estimate. Now, I'm not going to do a full-on training estimate training here. We're just going to keep this very short and brief, but there's your training estimating training video built in here. What I want you to do is just create a very short and easy to do estimate. There's no point in creating a large one. So you would come over here and click your plus sign. So I've already got one set up for us here, so I'm going to click this one. You notice it's in bidding stage, but I'm going to go over that in just a moment. I'm going to unlock the record. And you're going to go through in the detail tab and give it just the fields where it's required, where you have your red asterisk. Leave the status at bidding and do not create a project. Very important. Do not create a project and do not change the status. Leave the status at bidding. Then you're going to come over to your items. And I'll show you how to create some of this real quick, but all you're going to do is create two sections like this. To create a section, you simply come to this box here, add item to estimate, and add new section. So I'm just going to go new section number 3. I could write a description in here. I'll show you how that works in a second, but I'm just going to hit save. There's my new section number 3. But in your first estimate, do not bother doing anything more than these two sections. Name it whatever you want, but just do two sections. I'll open up that section box that I already created. So section name, demo, first test section, description. You can have this show or not show on the PDF to the customer. I'm not going to get into this. We'll do that in the training video for estimating. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create 5 line items in each one of the sections. And in each one of the sections, and I'll walk you through how to do this, we're going to use one each of the item type: material, labor, equipment, sub, and other. And how you do that is you're going to come over to your add items. That's the box that's in the line with the section. So I'm going to click that. And we're just going to use add manual. You don't have a database yet, but we can start building it as we add our manual items. And you're just going to start filling this out. I'm going to jump over here and just open one up that's already filled out. So you're going to give it an item name, like I have here. Here's the item type. This is what I'm talking about. One of each in this first section. One material, one equipment, one labor, one sub, one other. So one line item for each one of those. Then you're going to fill it out. Give it a cost code. I'm going to touch base on cost codes for a second here because we give you a basic set of cost codes. For now, just use them. We can delete them later when you're ready to build your own set of cost codes. We do a number of things to help you with that. So you're just going to build that out. If you wanted to save it because you want to use it later, you can check that box and it'll be in your cost item database. I want to point one thing out that's very important. I'm going to click on this labor line item. Common mistake that gets made. I'm going to click edit. And you see I set the item type to labor. You get that note, cannot be lump sum. So I have to put the number of hours, the cost per hour in those two boxes. What I mean by that is I cannot do this. One, and just lump sum my labor. So I can't say $1,500 labor for that item. Time card, time reports, everything are going to get seriously messed up if you do that. So you have to come in there, give it that, and whatever it's going to be per hour. Very important note. And we give you the note up there to make sure get that correct. So that's not going to take you very long, creating 5 line items. And that's all I want you to do. 2 sections, 1 line item for each material type with a cost code over here. They don't even have to be perfect. They could not even make any sense, just as long as you get a cost code to them. Then you're just going to save it. Then we're going to come over to our detail tab, and I'm going to go ahead and switch this. Now, there's a lot of things that we can do in between here. I could come up here, and if you want to just take a look at what the PDF and things look like, and other things you can do here, but do not create the project. Remember, at this point, I don't want you to do it that way. So, and you don't have everything filled out, so that PDF isn't going to look right because we haven't created terms, we haven't built a scope of work, don't have a cover sheet, etc. So really, all I want you to do is come over here and change this status manually right now to approved. Then I want you to save it. And you're going to get this pop-up. Now, just for now, check this box. That's it. You'll learn more about what these other boxes do later, but remember, we just want you to learn the flow of Contractor Foreman, what it does for you, the automation, how it's going to save you a ton of time, and we want you to learn how to do it the proper way. So just check that box and then watch what's going to happen. I'm just going to click OK. And I didn't lift a finger except clicking OK in that box, and it took me over to my projects, and it created a project for me. And you can see a little bit of the financials here, but even more so over here, it set up all these financials here and my budget lines here. And then it also created all my reports under this report tab. And it did all that just by approving an estimate. And then you can watch the project video to learn what to do from there. But that's really the quick start getting going guide. Now, I get asked all the time, we're getting down to the end of the video here, and I get asked all the time, well, I've got a project. Now what's your workflow? What do I have to do next? And my response is, I hate to answer a question with a question, but what do you need to do next? Because once you have the project set up, it's simply up to you. Every company is different. Every project is different. So some projects you've got to start pulling permits because you got lead times, etc. Some jobs you want to get going on that schedule. Some jobs, commercial, public works, you got to get your submittals going. Some of them you're going to come in and you're going to build out your schedule of values, and we give you a little video there. And definitely learn schedule of values and learn how to invoice from your schedule of values. But the workflow is just up to you. So we don't restrict you. We don't force you down a certain path. In Contractor Foreman, you might want to schedule out your safety meetings, maybe set up your crew schedule, etc. So my point is, what is your workflow, and just have Contractor Foreman work the way you want to work. So thanks for watching, everybody. Look forward to working with you for many years to come. Appreciate you watching the video, and holler if we can help. Last thing I want to leave you with is booking a training from within the program itself. So I'm going to go to my main menu, and I'm going to come over here and just click on trainings. When I click on trainings, these are the group trainings. And then if I need or want to book a one-on-one training, I just click down here. And if I need support, then I'm going to click over here on support. That's going to load the support page. We have an ever-growing knowledge base article database. It's even more than 500 questions now. We just have to update that. You can find all kinds of things here. Create a ticket. If you do have a question, you can email support@contractorforeman.com right from up here. So lots of ways to get help. Got the live chat, you got the one-on-one trainings, you got the group trainings. So whatever we can do to help, let us know. Thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful day.